Hello friends, welcome to Ccna video series lecture number 8. Topic of this lecture is IP version 4 subnetting of class A from /9 to /16 and VLSN. 50.0.0.0 is a class A network. Its default subnet mask is 255.0.0.0 and CIDR value is /8, which means there are 8 bits all set to 1 for the network segment and 24 bits all set to 0 for host segment. Let's expand 3 octets containing 24 host bits and start subnetting. For subnetting we have to borrow host bits. So let's borrow 1 bit from second octet. New subnet mask will be 255.128.0.0 because the spot value of borrowed bit is 128. The number of subnets will be 2 raised to power 1 because we have borrowed 1 bit and that will be equal to 2. So we will get 2 subnets. Number of hosts per subnet will be equal to 2 raised to power 23 because there are 23 bits left in the host segment, and that will be equal to 8,388,608. But remember, we had subtracted 2 from possible host values, one for the subnetwork ID and other for the broadcast address. So our valid hosts per subnet will be 8,388,606. The block size of the subnetwork will be 256 minus 128. That will be equal to 128 for second octet. 256 minus 256 equals to 0 for third octet, and 256 minus 256 is equal to 0 for fourth octet because we did not borrow any bit from third and fourth octets. So the block size we get is 128.0.0. Based on the values we got, let's generate our table of subnetting. The first subnetwork ID will be 0.0.0. Then we will keep adding the block size of 128.0.0 in the previous subnet ID until we get 256.0.0. But we will not include 256.0.0. Now let's find broadcast address of each subnetwork. Broadcast address is all the host bits turned on since there are 7 bits left for the host segment in second octet. So by adding their spot values we get 127, and in third octet all 8 bits are for host ID. So by adding their spot values we get 255. Similarly, in fourth octet all 8 bits are for host IDs. So by adding their spot values we get 255. So we get 127.255.255 as the broadcast address. By adding 127.255.255 in each subnet ID, we will get the broadcast address of each subnet. To find the first valid host, add 1 in each subnet ID. So first valid host of each subnet ID will be 0.0.1 and 128.0.1. To find last valid host, subtract 1 from broadcast address of each subnet. So by applying the formula and expanding it, we get 127.255.254 as the last valid host of 0.0.0 subnet and 255.255.254 for 128.0.0 subnet. Hence we have completed subnetting of class A up to /9. Now let's borrow 5 bits from second octet and let's see what we get. New subnet mask will be 255.248.0.0. Note that 248 is the sum of spot values of borrowed bits. Number of subnets will be 2 raised to power 5 because we have borrowed 5 bits, which is equal to 32, and number of hosts per subnet will be 2 raised to power 19 since 19 bits are left for host segment, which is equal to 524,288 and after subtracting 2 we get 524,286. Note that we are getting block size of 8 from second octet and block size of 0 from third and 4 octets. So starting from 0.0.0 and adding 8.0.0, resulting subnets will be 0.0.0, 8.0.0, 16.0.0, 24.0.0, all the way up to 248.0.0. Now let's find broadcast address of each subnetwork. Broadcast address is all the host bits turned on. Since there are 3 bits left for the host segment in second octet, so by adding their spot values we get 7. There are 8 bits available in third and fourth octet each, so by adding their spot values we get 255.255. So by adding 7.255.255 in each subnet ID, we get 7.255.255 as the broadcast address for 0.0.0 network and 15.255.255 for 8.0.0 subnet, and so on. To find the first valid host, add 1 in each subnet ID. So first valid host of each subnet ID will be 0.0.1, 8.0.1, 16.0.1 and so on. To find last valid host, subtract 1 from broadcast address of each subnet. So we get 7.255.254, 15.255.254 and so on as the last valid host of each subnet ID. Hence we have subnetted class A network up to /13. If you have any question or confusion regarding this lecture, do comment and I will try to explain it. In the next video, we will start subnetting class A network up to /30. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates about upcoming educational videos. Thanks.